Good morning. This is Derek Demore with Futures Networks Live and Futures Demore. We're going to go over the opening bell call. It is February 3rd in the morning, and the call was for a short, and we're going to look at some indicators and just the general overall charts and try to help figure out what's going to go on for the rest of the day. And let's see what's going on. So on the dailies, we just saw that we had a little bit of a gap up, and looks like we're peaking out at some of these close to the all-time highs, but you've got a really tough spot to get above 3846. And on the 4-hour, it looks to be real short candles with a peak right here, kind of a rounding top. It looks like we might try to mirror this to go down to about 3812, if not 3800, which as we look at the 60-minute, you'll see a lot more indication that we're in this down channel, and we could mirror this pretty soon. It might be later on today or tonight, but it looks like we're going to retest this at least 3812, and if not, come down to the 200 period, 3805, or the pivot point, maybe all the way back down to the 3800 level. That's kind of what it's looking like to me. Let's look at what opening bell did today. So all of Jeff Brown's indicators were down. He had 3 of them that we use, and they were all saying down. We were kind of just broke below the 200 period EMA, and we were at the bottom. It was looking down earlier on. You can see that we had just made a lower low from these lows back here. One interesting thing is I did a bottom to the top Fibonacci, and we came down, tested 50%. Right now we're at the 3. We tested the 382. We dipped a little bit down below, maybe down about 45% on this full move. And now we're bouncing off of that. So we could break below, but let's see. Back to the 15, just on the most recent move from the low to the high here, we came down to a 75% and bounced off. Also, the RSI had dipped below 30, which it seems like every time it comes down to about 30, it bounces off and goes long for a while. So we'll see what happens later on today. So back to opening bell, Jeff's call was short. I put a limit order up about 38.29 and a quarter, and it did come back up and get me and then go down, and it went all the way down to 38.20. So made some decent points. That would have given 27 down to 20, about 7 points on the first move, but then it came back and went up. And, you know, if you got in at market and you had maybe a 3 to 5 point stop, you would have possibly gotten stopped out, but it was still a good call. Definitely looks short. And now at the moment looks like we're going to retest and go down and follow this band down. And I think by the end of the day, we're heading down to close to 3,800, but we shall see. I also wanted to bring in the MNQ or the NASDAQ, and that, man, when that broke, you could see we broke the R1, went down from 512 to 71. So that's a 40-point move. And then it came back up. You could have gotten back in the R1, and then it went way down to 63 again. So we do trade the NAS and the Russell here. It's on the 5-minute, it's breaking below it's holding below the 200 period. And also on some longer terms like the 60-minute, it looks also like we just broke a channel here and we're starting to round over. So just some other comments. So back for the end of day call, I'm thinking down around anywhere from 3780 to 3800 it's going to get to today. The one area is right here at this 3820, which we just touched on the 4-hour. It really has to break below that. From 3822 to 3818 is a really tough spot, this R1 area. But once it goes down below there, I'm thinking down to this area. So let's see what happens today. Again, trading futures or options, stocks contains risk. Join us at Futures Networks Live, and we have this every day, which will hopefully help you to become better traders. And we'd love to have you check us out and get a free 2-week trial. And we'll see you soon. Have a great day.